Nigeria Labour Congress NLC and Trade Union Congress TUC jointly scheduled 3rd October to commence a nationwide indefinite strike. The unions are demanding the federal government take pragmatic steps towards providing palliatives for Nigerians to cope with the hardship occasioned by removal of petrol subsidy and address crisis between their affiliate unions, National Union of Road Transport Workers and the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria with government authorities. So far, different government organs are trying to appease the workers to avert industrial action, warning that a shutdown of socio-economic activities nationwide would be devastating. Yesterday, the National Economic Council (NEC) appealed to NLC and TUC to shelve the planned strike, pleading for more time for government to take another look into labor's demands. NEC was optimistic that President Bola Tinubu would make refreshing pronouncements by October 1st in his Independence Day broadcast. Meanwhile, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi same yesterday warned the organized labor against the planned strike, stating it would amount to violation of a subsisting court order. On his part, the Minister of Labour and Employment had earlier engaged the two unions to resolve the dispute with the hope that the President will address their demands when he returns from his trip abroad. Yet, the organized labor has insisted it will go ahead with a planned strike, except major pronouncements are made before 3rd October. The NLC-TUC indefinite nationwide strike, to be or not to be, is our focus on Nigeria today. I am your carrier, Clinton. Welcome to the program. Joining me in the studio for this discussion is a public affairs analyst and a legal practitioner, Ahmed Abubakar Tanemo. You're welcome to Nigeria today.
Thank you for having me.
Also joining us via Zoom here in Abuja is the General Secretary of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Emmanuel Obaja. It's nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
I'll start with you, Comrade Emmanuel. We heard the federal government has summoned an urgent meeting with Labour to avert the October 3rd planned strike. How true is this? And just give us an update of what's going on.
Well, no meeting has been held yet this week, but we are in receipt of an invitation for a meeting with the federal government for 2 p.m. on Sunday.
Okay. Now, Comrade, it's I know NEC has called on Labour to shelve the planned strike, and the AGFI is saying it's a violation of a subsisting court order. Besides, the president is not yet back, but Labour is insisting. Why is it so?
It's strange to us that the Attorney General will be talking about violation of a subsisting court order. And the question to ask him is, which court order? Was it an order he obtained, or the order who obtained that he's talking about? Because we are not aware of any subsisting court order stopping us from embarking on the 3rd of October indefinite strike by Nigerian workers. We are not aware of any such court order. So if he has obtained any, then let us know. But if he was referring to an interim order that was gotten in June, then he should know better that an interim order is not a perpetual injunction. So if anybody should know, the Attorney General of the Federation should know and then not misinform us. So we are not aware of any court order restraining the Nigerian workers from withdrawing their services from the 3rd of October.
Thank you very much, Tanemu. Now, the same court order that was given. I wanted to share your thoughts on the subsisting court order. The Attorney General is saying it's a violation of the subsisting court order. So tell us about this.
I thank you for that question. the comment made by the General Secretary is we need to have a wider perspective to it. I think they believe they are expecting to be served with new processes, maybe from the court. It's possible if the AGF had obtained a fresh order, but if that has been done, then they need to be served with that same order. So in the absence of any of such order, then we'll assume that status quo ante will be maintained. And for the AGF, maybe it's equally looking at it from the angle that if there is a pending matter of litigation before a court, parties are expected to remain in the position that they were before approaching the court. But as the General Secretary made mention, interim order have a lifespan. And after the expiration of that lifespan, by evolution of time, that order is not a perpetual injunction. For me, I think the issues at hand are quite very important. I will not want to take the route of being very legalist. Courts cannot solve the problem of the country is facing. Over time, all Nigerians will always resorted to courts to solve our identity problem, to solve the poverty problem, to solve electioneering problem, to solve basic economic issues. What are the Labour people saying? Is what they are saying is affecting all Nigerians. They want the well-being of Nigerians. They want things to be done. We know that the economic is biting, and for now, we not want the Labour to replace the judiciary as the hope of the last hope of the common man. The government know what they need to do. The timing, they still have enough time. They have a meeting by Sunday, as he rightly pointed out. What they are saying pronouncement. They did not say things that will translate into exact implementation. So why is it so difficult? People are passing through a lot. The cost of transportation is so high. The cost of feeding, the cost of accommodation, everything have skyrocketed. So if the Labour are making demands, I think for mutual, for us to have a collective agreement, the government should shift grounds. The Labour are just expecting mere pronouncement, a promise, a commitment for the government to do certain things. I don't think at this point we want to use the court. The courts, on behalf of the lawyers, we are begging Nigerians and the government and all stakeholders, we should not be using the court all the time to resolve issues that simple negotiation can resolve.
Now, comrade, so we keep talking about this pronouncement. So what kind of pronouncement will the president make that will make the organized labor to shelve the planned strike? Because most of the labor demands don't seem like a quick fix.
I appreciate the candid position of Barrister Tanimu in your studio because he is speaking like someone that is genuinely an officer in the Temple of Justice, and that's the kind of legal reasoning or legal minds that we will appreciate to occupy the position of Attorney General or the Federation. I don't see it as permanent adversarial wars. Because for the benefit of the Attorney General or the Federation, the National Industrial Court is not like any other court. It's a specialized court. And if anybody should know, he should know that the specialized court it is treated more like a family court because workers don't embark on actions for a winner takes all. The world of work is a family setting. People go there every day. Like the African tradition we say is the road to the stream. People are going there every day. It's not the road to the forest to fetch firewood that you might not know the route to follow the day after. So clearly for us, it's about solving a problem. For 4 months, since May 29 that the president said subsidy is gone, our peace of mind has gone with it. Decency has gone with it. People have lost their decency. People have lost the pride in the job. People go to offices now and stay at work from Monday to Friday because they can't afford to commute every day to and from work. So they stay put. They make do with washing their faces. They make do with washing their legs. Nobody knows how they pass out waste from their bodies just to make sure that they still answer working people. That can't be the way to run our country, and that is the plea we've been making. We said if you moved the price of petroleum from 185 to almost 600, 700 in some parts of the country, and the wage of the worker remains stagnant, the income of the average Nigerian remains stagnant, then you must do something. There is no disagreement with us and government as to what the policy have done. There is a consensus that the policy has brought untold hardship on the people. We have a consensus on that. We have a consensus that since this has happened, government has done nothing. All government has done is say, give us time, and people are dying. People are losing their humanity. We are having challenges of mental health. We are having challenges of broken homes. We are having challenges of parents not being able to control their words anymore because everything has broken down. And people keep saying, give us time. We expected the president to lead by example by making a wage award to mitigate this challenge on the income of the working people. We expected the president to make a pronouncement on deployment of emergency transport succor in terms of buses across the nation to wage some reprieve, some succor to the people. We expected the president to do a position on what they hinted us had to do with a palliative. None of this has happened. And all you hear is give us time, give us time. Time is what we don't have anymore. And we can't give what we don't have.
You will agree with me that, of course, that's the view of a lot of Nigerians. The government is new and its cabinet, they are new. And they would need time to map out strategies and for smooth implementation of these policies. Don't you think, don't you share the same view with some Nigerians that believe that they need more time? They're still new.
View is a direct bare-knuckled punch on the face of the government. It's a self-inflicted knockout punch. The government can't be talking about being new. If they were new, they should have sat back to understudy how other governments had managed the process. If they were new, they shouldn't have rushed 2 feet into a flowing river to test it. It will sweep you away. So you don't rush into testing a flooded area by putting 2 feet. That would be bad advice. You test it with 1 foot. So clearly, anybody talking about the government being new, the joke is on the government. It doesn't do the government any good for that to be an explanation. No. The government from the first day in office took a plunge, and the plunge has plunged everybody into a mess. So it would be very wrong. It would be inadvisable for government to allow people to mouth that they are new and therefore should be giving time. No, that is a very wrong direction to go. Because
Comrade Emmanuel, you also agree with me that it is necessary, that action was necessary to have been taken. Anyhow you look at it, it should have still been taken. So I don't think there's anything wrong with taking it now, but we'll get back to that.
It was an ill-advised position. That position was ill-advised. On his side now, everybody knows it was completely ill-advised. We were made to believe that only a couple of bad people were enjoying subsidy. Now we know that the poor woman in the village is suffering as a result of subsidy is gone. Now we know children going to school are suffering as a result of subsidy is gone. Now we know that workers are suffering as a result of subsidy is gone. We know that market women are suffering as a result of subsidy is gone. Our economy is in shambles as a result of subsidy is gone. So there is no way to explain that.
We'll take a break. We'll take a short break to fill the pause of the public. Stay with us.
If the strike, I like the strike to comment, because if the president says something good, they should leave. If the president doesn't say anything better, we are suffering, they should go on strike. We like strike to continue. Now, a mood of Garina is how much? Even my sister that is working in the town, he's staying Gwagwa, from Gwagwa to town and go back every day 2-5, and he's collecting 40,000. He stopped working.
I don't think there is need to go on strike, because it will really wreck the economy seriously. So it's better for them to go into dialogue table with the necessary authority, since the government will not even allow them to wreck the economy. They are receiving a court order which has been pending since 5th of June, which they were asking them to obey the court order, settle down, so that the economy will not be disrupted.
I think the court injunction is on the previous strike. You know, there was both the federal government and the Nigerian union, the labor union went to court previously when they were about to go on strike. So there was court injunction stopping that strike. But this one, there's no court injunction on it. This is my own opinion.
NLC should forget about the strike, because the strike, it damaged many things. And since the strike is going on in Nigeria, the labourers has never contributed anything for anything better for we civil servant. You understand? Because the more they go on strike now, things will be hard for masses. Somebody like me, self, you understand? So up to now, they've never paid salary. So their strike will not make it. But if a president make a good statement, then they should, let's see what will happen. But I'm not encouraging labor to go on strike.
Welcome back. This is still Nigeria Today, and we're looking at the NLC-TUC indefinite strike, and my guests are still here with me, one via Zoom and of course one in the studio. Tanimu, you had all the respondent there had to say. So what decision, you know, of course, if this strike goes ahead, you know, it will have devastating effects on Nigerians. We're already having the hardship as it is. So what peaceful or legal mechanism do you think Labour should adopt to avert this strike?
For Labour, I think all what they need to have done, they are doing it. At times, you know, when you deal with a party that is more powerful, and in this case, the government, naturally, they are more powerful than Labour. Labour can only use its last card, which is strike action. We don't want strike action, but at times you have to use the only available means that you believe the other party will be forced to act. But Nigerians generally, we don't pray that the strike action should witness another strike action. So the ball is in the courts of the government. The government they know exactly what to do to pacify the labor unions. As simple as making pronouncement. They did not say come and implement certain actions. May give a firm commitment, just as it was easy to say subsidy is gone. We can now look at the mistakes that, because everybody knows that the mistakes we have made, a lot of Nigerians, majority of Nigerians are benefiting from subsidy. Now the government can now admit and own up to its responsibility that yes, they need to look inwards, the corruption in the sector and the palliative, not the tokenism and a kind of mockery of what we are seeing, people being given a cup of rice, people being given as low as some cubes of sugar, and we know those.
So at least something has been done.
What we want is, like just yesterday, I went to a place where they convert cars to CNG, and the cost for just one car is 450,000 naira for a small model. So if the government are really interested in solving the pains of Nigerians, we believe before now they've been singing about it, but nothing has been done. And for more than 15 years, some people have converted their cars, and they've been doing it even in Abuja here. So if you do that, you'll be able to maybe expand maybe 4,000 in a week, and you have a green gas that you can move around. The pains will not be much. These are the kind of subsidy that we want the government to intervene, not giving people loans to, and the loan will find its way into thing. We want practical demonstration whereby civil servants, those engaging in taxi operation in town, they will be able to configure their car from normal petrol that is expensive to the liquefied CNG, which is very safe. It's just like your natural air that is compressed. Then the cost of transportation, because basically the subsidy is tied to the cost of transportation, moving people and goods within and outside a particular area. So if they are now moving away from petroleum to natural gas, and with the intervention of the government can get grants, the government can get loan, the government can create the enabling environment. But I assure you, the average Nigerian cannot afford to throw away 450,000 in the name of trying to convert his car to the regular one. So what the laborers are saying, they are saying they want pronouncement. So this can be one of the pronouncements that our refinery will be working. The cost of converting car to CNG.
But we are looking forward to that before the end of the year.
Yes. We need to survive
now,
before
let me talk to Comrade Emmanuel. Comrade, you agree with me that going on the strike, you just mentioned that already the fuel subsidy removal effect is hard on the people. Going on the strike will further worsen the situation. You agree with me on that, because you're talking about total shutdown of the economy. So quite a lot of people will also be affected. The same people you think you want to fight for will also be affected. They will still be crying out for this if the strike commences. Now, what can be done to stop this strike?
Clearly, like the traditional saying we go, the government has the yam, the government has the knife. They will determine whether the strike will go on or not. We expect the government to make a pronouncement of wage award to the workers. We expect the government to make a pronouncement on the appropriate folks that will receive the so-called cash transfer, which was part of what they stated. They told us in clear terms that they had obtained an $800 million loan to be given to vulnerable people with direct cash transfer. Nobody is mentioning that anymore. But those statements were made by people in government. We want a clarity with regards to that. We want a clarity with regards to the alternative to petrol, which is the CNG. What is government's commitment to it? The previous government had promised a distribution of CNG buses across the nation. This government is not a new party government, it's an APC government, and most of the players that were in the former government are in the current government. So we expect a position on the CNG. Where are the buses? Where are the infrastructure that needs to sustain this mode? We expect a position on, you know it, if you had carried out a little more research, you will act pronouncements with regards to a consensus that the register people were bandying about as being the register of the downtrodden in Nigeria was challenged, that they had credibility issues. And we had an understanding that steps would be taken to have a credible register before monies are applied in the name of palliative. That hasn't been done. So are we going to operate on people not meaning what they say and saying what they don't mean? That can be the way to go. So our people are suffering. The challenge of the refineries is something that us want to make a comment about. It shouldn't be us asking government. I expect...
Emmanuel, thank you very much, Comrade Emmanuel, but we look forward to the strike not actually holding. We look forward to that. We'll just pray that the issues will be resolved by Sunday when they have the meeting. And that's it on Nigeria Today. We thank our guest, General Secretary of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Emmanuel Uwaja, for finding time to join us on the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Also, thank you, Ahmed Abubakar Tanimu, public affairs analyst and also legal practitioner. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for being part of the program. Nigeria Today air weekdays at 7:30 p.m. on NTA News 24. You can also watch these and other episodes on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. I am Ikaria Clinton. Have a great weekend.